The second lesson gets into the hypocrisy of the Jews and how they wanted to live by the law of the Sabbath to judge others, like we heard in the word of the week. They used the Sabbath to find flaws in others rather than using it as a mirror to themselves to correct themselves and behave appropriately. And God was showing them that hypocrisy. Now what I'm doing here is nothing different from what you would do if this possession was yours. So, very quickly, there are a couple of characters in the lessons that are us. And we'll find them, verse 3 of the first lesson, at Isaiah 56.
Neither let the son of the stranger.
It said, do not let the son of the stranger
That hath joined himself to the Lord.
That has joined himself to the Lord.
Speak saying.
Speak saying.
The Lord hath utterly separated me from this people.
Yes.
Neither let the eunuch say.
Neither let the eunuch say.
Behold, I am a dry tree.
Behold, I am a dry tree. Thank you. These are those who have come from the nature of sin. Those of us who are not the chosen, the Jews. Those of us who have lived and wallowed in sin at some point in time. It's saying, do not say anymore that I'm separated from Christ. Neither say that you are a dry tree. Because now you have found Christ. Like the light of Christ found Saul on the road, his light has found you too. And the Saul in you has been converted to Paul. Amen. Yes, there we go. So no longer, I don't see where he converted him to Victoria in the Bible, but we'll discuss that one later. It just says, no longer call yourselves a dry tree. We say it all the time when we pray, I am unworthy, I am this, I am not deserving. Christ has made you deserving. You don't need to repeat it. If you are in Christ, then let the devil know I am deserving of grace. I am deserving of the love of Christ. Not because I've worked for it, because the Lord says I am. It's that simple. No longer call yourself a dry tree, because that's not what the Lord has ordained you to be. And we do it in humility, right? We're doing the prayer, we're doing it for forgiveness. I'm not worthy, I am. Oh, let the world know you are worthy, because the cross says you are worthy. And the Christ, even in that same lesson, go to verse 5 of that reading. He said unto them, these are the people who used to call themselves dry trees, who used to say they have been separated from Christ. Yes.
Even unto them will I give in mine house.
I will give them in my house.
And within my walls.
Yes.
A place and a name better than of the sons and of daughters.
Listen to that. I will give you a name better than the children I had ordained it for. How beautiful is that? Yes.
I will give them an everlasting name.
I will give you an everlasting name.
That shall not be cut off.
That shall not be cut off. And go to verse 7.
Even them will I bring to my holy mountain.
Even them I will bring to my holy mountain.
And make them joyful in my house.
And I will make them joyful in my house of prayer. Yes.
Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted.
He said your burnt sacrifices, your offerings will all be accepted. Yes.
For mine house shall be called a house of prayer for all people.
For all people. For you. For not just for white folk. Not just for Indians. Not just for Nigeria. For all people. Not just for the righteous. For all people. Because once you find Christ, there's a change that happens in you. That brings you to Him. And this is the promise He makes. And what was marvelous in all of this, as I read those promises, not once did you hear, I will fulfill your heart's desires. I will grant you what you're looking for. But He went beyond that and gave us the outcome we are looking for. Let me give you an example so you understand what I'm saying. If I tell you today that you will get $5 million, who wants it? Honestly, don't. Let's be honest. Don't lie. Who wants 5 million? Now let me put it this way. I'll give you 5 million, but you will know no joy. Who wants that? No, nobody wants that. You don't want that. So You want the 5 million with joy. With joy and with happiness, mommy said. So, with good health too, yes. If I tell you that I will give you children beyond measure of what you want, who wants? Who? You'll give you as many children as you want. Let's put it that way. How many people want that? Okay. But if I tell you that I will give you children, but those children will rubbish your name. Do you want? You don't? Okay. So what I'm trying to get at here is the promise God gave. In that verse 7, he didn't say I will give you 5 million. He said that what? I will make you joyful. I will make you joyful. That is a blessing beyond the child. Because it means he's giving you the money with health, with sound mind, with the peace that passes all understanding. He said, I will give you a name. Wherever they say your name, people will go, ah, that's the man. That's the woman. Hope my memory's right. But you know what we mean. It's everybody. That's a beautiful promise. But here's the thing. There's only one way to get it. It's the best deal, isn't it? I'll give you the name. I'll give you joy. And I'll give you what is better than what I wanted to give my own children. The ones that I call my children. That is a wonderful deal. But there's one way to get it. And how do we get it? It is where we're going to anchor the sermon of today. If you go to verse 6 of that Isaiah 56. Also,
the sons of the stranger.
The sons of the stranger, back to us again, right?
That joined themselves to the Lord.
If you've joined yourself to the Lord, to do what?
To serve him.
That's number one. To do what?
To serve him.
You must serve him. What else?
And to love the name of the Lord.
You must do what?
To
love the name of the Lord. What else?
To be his servants.
Pause. What do servants do? But no, you see what he did there? He didn't just say to serve. He also called you to be
servants. Because
there's two separate things there. And we'll get into that piece. Yes.
To be his servants.
Yes.
Everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it.
Yeah, people that make their birthday fall on the Sabbath. Yes.
And take hold of my covenant.
And take hold of, there's so much in taking hold of the covenant of God. That is the requirement. To serve him. To love his name. To be his servant. To take hold of the covenant and to keep the Sabbath holy. If you do all these things, then those promises are yours. It's that simple. The sky even isn't the limit. The sky is your footstool at that point. So let's go to what it means to serve the Lord. To serve the Lord is to serve him. All the things you do directly for the Lord. To be a servant is to follow the instructions he gives you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We've all been in Nigeria or wherever we come from in Africa. It's very prominent there. Where we have maids, drivers. At some point, if they stay along with you enough, they become your uncle and your aunties. But for the most part, they came in as servants, to be honest. And what do? No, what are things they do? They do more than serve. They wash, they clean, they go to the markets, they buy pepper, they grind pepper, they cook. Well, they do everything they are told to do. That's what it is. As a servant of God, the Lord is telling you what? I didn't want us to run around the Bible too much because there's too many places. So let's stay with Isaiah. Go to 61. From verse 1 to 4 very quickly.
The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me.
The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me.
Because the Lord had anointed me.
The Lord has anointed, the Lord has given me instruction. The Lord has anointed me to do what?
To preach good tidings.
These are the things that the servants of God should do. This is the instruction he's giving you. To do what? To preach good tidings, yes?
Unto the meek.
Unto the meek.
He had sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
Bind up the brokenhearted. Be a repairer. Bind them up. Don't create broken hearts. But bind up the hearts that are broken already, yes.
To proclaim liberty to the captives.
Grant liberty to those who are in chains. Don't be the one who is putting people in chains. Yes.
And the opening of the prison of them that are bound.
Opening up prisons of them that are bound, yes.
To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord.
Proclaiming the acceptable year of the Lord.
And the day of vengeance of
Yes.
our God, to comfort all that mourn.
To comfort all that mourn, yes.
To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion.
To those that mourn, you can read the rest on your own. I'm already looking at the time because I want to make sure I don't go over. But the instructions are given to you there as the servant of God. Your job is to be a builder, to be a repairer, to be someone that grants comfort. That's your job. That's your responsibility. This is what you do as the servant of God. And here's the wonderful thing. The Lord doesn't just measure your impact by what you're doing, the people He feeds Him directly. It also measures the impact of the ones you inspire. Because of what you did, you made somebody else go and do something too. And that is going to be accorded to you. We, at the company I work for, when you want to go for promotion, you have to write a self-assessment. They give you 2,000 words. That's the limit. You have to write what you've done in the last promotion to this promotion. That shows that you are performing at the next level. So promotion is really something they give you after you've actually reached the role. Because you have to prove you're already doing the work. You write 2,000 words of that, then 700 words is your promo rationale. You have to write why, all the things you wrote up there. So you pretty much start saying, at the next level, they said I should be strategic. Because of the project I mentioned in line 50, I am strategic. They said I should show thought leadership. Because of the project in line 42, I've shown thought leadership. They said I should work cross-functionally with people. Because of this, I've done it. Oh, that's just the beginning. After I've written that self-assessment, you have to go and find people who are 2 or 3 levels higher than you, who are going to be your sponsors. They have to write evaluations about you. You need at least 4 or 5. They call them full surveys. Then you have to find like 7 people who write quick reviews about you. They just put in a paragraph that says you're good, boom, 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 and they ask them to rate you, and they rate you. So, when you've written your whole survey, and you've written it beautifully, but not a single person can corroborate what you've written there, are you going to get promoted? No. So what we start doing, there's some politics. When I know I want to go for promo in 6 months, I look for who's close enough to some of the work I'm doing. Then I go, I want to put some time on your calendar, sir. I just want to show you the impact I'm showing to your organization and what we're doing. I set up 30 minutes, I go through a whole deck, 5 decks, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, after that call, I will follow up with you. I'll make sure there's one question he has there. I'll follow up with you in 2 weeks to give you the update on that too. Set that one up too. And then give them like 2 months and then go, oh, by the way, I'm going for promo in 4 months. I'm really hoping you'll be able to support me because of it. And that's really what happens. And it's an interesting thing, but as I was preparing for the sermon, the Lord showed it to me and I was like, what does this have to do with everything we are doing? And it was, you have to show your impact in the organization. You have to show the impact on the organization of the people supporting you. Then you have to show your impact to the other people who are writing quick reviews about you. And like, impact, le bâton. You have 5 reviewers, you have 7 full reviewers, 7 quick reviewers. It's like 12. Oh, 12 disciples. I guess my company is a very Christian company. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think they were thinking of anything like that. But that's what they do. He now said I should look at that verse 11 of the first lesson again. Yea.
They are greedy dogs.
These are the people who the Lord has essentially written off because they're not being His servants or serving Him. They are greedy dogs.
Which can never have enough.
They can never have enough.
And they are shepherds, and they are shepherds that cannot understand.
Why? Yes.
They all look to their own way.
They do what?
They look to their own
They
way.
only look after themselves. Yes.
Everyone for his gain.
Everyone for what?
For his gain.
If you didn't understand the first grammar, it's telling you a second time again. For your own gain. That's all you're working for. And so, it led me to one simple point. if you mind your business in this world, you will never make heaven. It's that simple. A lot of people get up here and they're proud about it. I keep to myself. I'm not going to bother anybody. Nobody bothers me. You will not make heaven if all you do is mind your business. Because who is going to validate everything you've assessed on about yourself? If you are the only self-validator, do you ever get promoted? Revelations 12 from verse 10.
And I heard a loud voice.
And I want you to understand why you need these people to help you validate. So that you know what you're up against. You think you're up against just Christ checking the box off and saying, oh yeah, that's my child. You need to come and hear what you're against. Yes.
And I heard a loud voice.
I heard a loud voice.
Saying in heaven.
Saying in heaven.
Now is come salvation.
Now is come salvation.
And strength.
And strength.
And the kingdom of our God.
And the kingdom of our God.
And the power of his Christ.
And the power of his Christ.
For the accuser of our brethren.
For the accuser. What is he?
Accuser.
The accuser of our brethren.
Is cast down.
Is cast down. How often does he accuse?
Which accuse them before our God day and night.
When?
Day and night.
Not just at the end of each quarter. Not just at the end of the week. How often does he do it?
Day and night.
Somebody is standing there saying every bad thing you're doing. Every day, every night, standing next to Christ, telling him why you should not be promoted. And in verse 12, where is he now?
Therefore rejoice.
Rejoice.
Ye heavens.
Ye heavens.
And ye that dwell in them.
And you that dwell in them.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
Of the earth. Why?
For the devil is come down unto you.
Thank you. Stop there. Guess where the accuser is now? Yeah, he's sitting right next to y'all. I'm not saying your neighbor. Don't look at your neighbor and think that's the devil. But believe me, if the devil was presenting himself before the elders in heaven, the devil is always around. He is here now. And all he is here to do is to accuse. How often? Day and night. That's what you're dealing with. So if you think minding your business is going to help you overcome somebody who's working day and night on making you fail, you are woefully underprepared. Woefully underprepared. In Psalm 118 verse 19, David says, open to me the gates of righteousness. I will go into them and I will praise the Lord. This gate of the Lord, which who enters? Only the righteous enter. Yet you have somebody who is talking day and night saying you are what? Unrighteous. He's saying you are unrighteous. That's all he's saying. So what you need is somebody else who is going to speak for you. There was something I heard. We hear these stories. It's always funny every time we do the Easter service and the whole session before, the Holy Week. You read the same lessons we've read for years, but something new always comes out. And this year for me, it was the woman with the perfume who went to wash Jesus' feet with super expensive perfume. She's like, leave her alone. She's preparing my body for burial. But what I loved and stood out for me was that verse 9 in Mark 14. He said, I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she had done shall be spoken for a memorial of her. So even when the devil is accusing her, this story will fight for her and say, no. That is a woman who spent her means on taking care of Christ, on serving Christ. Again, this is exactly what we need to go defend us. And then the most glaring image of it all, so you understand how it happens, we all know it, the Zechariah 3 about Joshua, right? Zechariah 3 from 1. It said Joshua and the high priest were standing before the angel of the Lord. And who? Satan. They're standing before the high priest, before the angel of the Lord.
And he showed me Joshua the high priest.
Yes.
Standing before the angel of the Lord.
Pause. Joshua the what?
The high priest.
Not the laity. Not the person just attending church. Not the person just sitting in the back, coming to church and going home. Not the person not reading the Bible. The who?
The high priest.
High priest, not just the priest. High! He's standing there, and who is standing next to him?
Standing next to him is Satan.
Imagine who we're fighting with. The high priest that lives in the altar. He too, he has to come and defend himself against Satan. Continue, please.
And the Lord said unto Satan.
Because there's a testimony. The Lord came in, swooping in, yes.
The Lord rebuked thee, O Satan.
The Lord rebuked thee, O Satan. The Lord rebuke thee. Can the Lord stand up for you right now and rebuke Satan on your behalf? Amen. No, it wasn't a prayer. I'm asking you. Oh, yes. It's incredible because there was an angel standing there. Even the angel couldn't do anything. The angel was there, but that's not his job. Because he cannot defend you. What you have done is what will defend you. But I digress. So when it comes to us, because we're all going to stand like Joshua one day. We're all going to stand there. And what I stay being sure, you're standing in that court. You're still surrounded by all those gates. And you're sitting in the middle. And what I will show now that it's a court. It's a court. And in every courtroom, you, as the defendant, you need to make sure you have your own lawyer. There is the prosecutor standing there. Who's your prosecutor? That boy, he don't get too many losses. That prosecutor has been prosecuting for, God bless you, you're with me, for day and night. And he's there. In a criminal case, because we're all criminals. No, we're not criminals of God. Don't put God in it. We're criminals, period. There's no need to say it. It's true. We all just came from Easter, right? What was on the right and the left of Christ? That's who we are. The difference is, will the Lord wash us clean or not? I have been a sinner from where? You born criminal. They just don't have your records yet at the police station. That's all it is. But we're all criminals. In a criminal case, though, here's the thing. There are three types of witnesses they call. Wanaka, please stay with me. Just give me a if I am correct in what you are saying. There's an eyewitness. That's the first type of witness. There's an expert witness. That's the second time. And the third is a character witness. Am I correct in what you're saying? Thank you, sir. So that's an expert telling you all that I'm correcting what I just said with the law. In Hebrews 12, from verse 1 to 2, it said we are compassed about by so great a cloud of witnesses. Let us lay aside every weight and sin that does so easily beset us. Because we want every witness called to make sure they only have what to say about us. Good. That's a hard thing. Everything looking at you is a potential witness. Which means in every situation and every time you must conduct yourself with the utmost level of righteousness. Because you don't know which one of those witnesses they're going to call. Let's break it down real quick. An eyewitness. You can be called as an eyewitness if you saw something happen relevant to the case. In Acts chapter 9, verse 39 to 42, Sister Vicky, you know I was asking you what I asked you earlier now. It's the story of Dorcas. When she died, in verse 39, what did the witnesses say?
Then Peter arose and went with them.
Yes.
When he was come, they brought him into the upper chamber.
Yes.
And all the widows stood by him weeping and showing the coats.
They did what?
They stood by him weeping.
They wept and they showed the coats and said what?
Garments which Dorcas made while she was with them.
Yes. Thank you. They were eyewitnesses. And what did they have to say about Dorcas? That she made them coats. She took care of them. What are eyewitnesses going to say about you? Every single person's life you have touched, for good or for evil, is an eyewitness, for or against you. Ask yourself, if everyone I have touched in my life is called to the witness stand, what are they going to say about me? That's what you don't understand. There are people who are even put in this world to provoke you. And what they're going to come and witness about is not the provocation. They're going to witness about what? Your reaction. That is it. So when you put faces in front of this, the shepherd always says it. When you have a dream and you say your wife is chasing you with a knife, it doesn't mean it's your wife trying to kill you. The devil has just put on that person's face. Now you know I'm divorcing because I saw you in my dream chasing my wife. Yes, breakfast, lunch, dinner, she has prepared it for you every single day. Your children are well kept. But because you had a dream and a prophet pulled you out and said that dream is a story to you, I'm divorcing her. When the reality of what she's showing you doesn't match the dream, you let the devil voiler you, wallop you, play you, and you destroy your life based off of it. What will eyewitnesses say about you? Then we have expert witnesses. You can be called an expert witness by either side in a case about something that is outside the ordinary knowledge of the judge or the jury. Your opinion is accepted as evidence because you are an expert on the subject. If you're an expert witness, you must take the oath of affirmation. 1 Corinthians 6 verse 2. This is where God blew my mind. Because I'm like, I don't know where you're going with this, Lord. What is an expert witness? And how do they play in this? Do you not know?
Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world?
That what?
That
the saints shall judge the world.
Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world?
And the world shall be judged by you.
And the world shall be judged by you.
And ye unworthy are ye unworthy to judge the
Thank
smallest
you.
matters?
It's just the first part we needed. He said the expert witnesses are the saints in heaven. Go through the book of Hebrews chapter 11. You can't read it here, it's too long. But those are the expert witnesses. When they ask you about faith, they will call Father Abraham to come and attest that how well did you do with faith. When they talk about praise, they will call who? They will call Uncle David and ask him, how well did you do with that? When they say how courageous and strong were you, they will call Brother who? Brother Samson or Brother Joshua or Sister Deborah. They will call them and they will say, how did she mark up against the parameters of courage? These are the expert witnesses. The only way you reflect yourself in your expertise here is not something you do, it's how you react. This ones, let me not get ahead of myself. We'll get into that in a minute. The third ones are what? There's only one lawyer here, that's how I know. Character witnesses. Everyone has forgotten. They didn't go to school for it, so that's why it's not their fault. You have the eyewitness, you have the expert witness, and you have what? And their only job, go to Romans 8:16, is to give evidence about the good character of the accused criminal here. And what does it tell us who the character witness is in Romans 8:16?
The Spirit itself beareth witness.
The Spirit itself does what?
Beareth witness.
End of story. You don't need to read anymore. Who is the character witness? That's the one you cannot even hide or lie to. So you can fake it with the eyewitness, right? You can show all the great things you're doing. The character witnesses, is hard to trick them too, but you can do gra small. With the expert witness, sorry. But with the character witness, that one you cannot trick because it lives inside you. And he's recording everything you're thinking and feeling towards people. So when you're calling all these witnesses to the stand, the question is, what are they saying for you? And my summation coming out of it was, Lord, I just have to build a huge amount of witnesses to the point where the devil goes, how many witnesses is he calling? At this one, there's no point prosecuting this one's case. Just let this one move. That's our only job. That is all case dismissed. God bless you. Before they even start it, that is your only job in this world, is to make sure Make sure, even when Father Abraham is called to come and testify on your behalf, it's like, no, no, no. This is one of ours. This is one cut from my cloth. How do we build strong eyewitnesses? Hebrews 10 from 24. I need someone finds 1 Thessalonians Chapter 5. Yes, Hebrews 10 from verse 24. And let us consider
one another
to do what?
To provoke unto love.
To provoke unto love. This is what you do with people. Because when you provoke somebody to love, the only thing they have to say about you are lovely things. To provoke one another unto love. Yes.
And to good works.
And to good works. Yes.
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves.
Listen, to assembling. That's one more than one person. What did I say before that? You can't make heaven if you do what? If you just mind your business. If you just mind your own business and keep to yourself. Assembling together. Finding the congregation that you can help, that you can support. Because you always have something to give. Yes.
As the manner of some is.
Yes.
But exalting one another.
But exhorting. Thank you. That's even enough for that one. But lifting each other up. Did anyone find that 1 Thessalonians 5? 11.
Wherefore comfort yourselves together.
Comfort each other.
And edify one another.
And edify one another. Verse 14.
Now we exhort you.
Yes.
Brethren.
Yes.
Warn them that are unruly.
Yes.
Comfort the feeble-minded.
Warn the unruly ones, the ones causing problems. Comfort the feeble-minded. Yes.
Support the weak.
Support the weak.
Be patient towards all men.
Be patient towards all. Thank you. This is the only way to build a huge class of eyewitnesses who are going to support you. Because they're going to all get cross-examined by the devil too. If you only did halfway. Oh, they came to my house. Your own lawyer will say, and what did you do when they came to your house? They prayed for me. So this person prayed for you. Yes. Thank you very much. Defense rests. Then prosecutor will come. What did you go to the house for? I went for a bag of rice. Okay? What did they do? They prayed for you. But they had rice. Did they give you any rice? No, they did not. So they had rice, they didn't give it to you, but all they did was what? Pray for you. Now that shows the true person that they are. Thank you. Prosecution rests. Same witness. But because all you did, when they knocked on the door and you had food, instead of giving them, you said, God be with you. You think that counts for you? At least I prayed for them. Guess what? Day and night is waiting for you. Because he's going to cross-examine them and ask them, how far did you go? Which is why he says, how many times do you forgive your brother who has offended you? Because the offender is there day and night. You can't stop. You can't say, I've done enough. You've never done enough. If you've called them, they're not picking up. Put it on your calendar to continue to call them every day till the day they pick up. So that the accuser has nothing to say against you. If you've forgiven them 10 times, forgive them 11th time. Don't say, no, I've cut them off. I've built a barrier because I will not let them take away my salvation. You're taking your own salvation away. Because when that person gets cross-examined about you, what good are they going to have to say about you? There is no giving up on anybody. Because guess what Christ didn't do? He didn't give up on you. Even when at your lowest you didn't deserve it. He didn't give up on you. Even when you told him, go to hell, I don't need you. He didn't give up on you. Even when you put a crown of thorns on his head, he still didn't give up on you. When you put nails in his hands and a spear to his side, yet he said, forgive them for they don't know what they do. Then what in the world has anybody done to you that you say they've lost your forgiveness? Or they've lost your attention? Or worse yet, they've lost your mercy? These eyewitnesses will be called up. They will be called up on your case, and it's up to you what they say. You know the book of Luke 10, the Good Samaritan. It's a beautiful story. The pastor came, nothing happened. The priest, not just the priest, the high priest, that one came too. He didn't help. Samaritan came, saw him, helped him. Not only did he take care of him for days, he took him to an inn when he had to go to work. He said, take care of him. And when you take care of him, I will pay whatever I haven't paid for, extra that you did. What do you think the man he helped is going to say about him? Forget that man. The inn he took him to, what do you think those people are going to say about him? Look at the witnesses he built with just one action. They're all going to speak righteous of him. In James 2:13, I love that line. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy that had showed no mercy. Whoever has shown no mercy will have judgment without mercy. But listen to this. Mercy rejoiceth against judgment. That is all it is. Your mercy will rejoice against the accuser when he comes. But what rejoicing will you do if there's no eyewitness to testify of your mercy? Very quickly, expert witnesses. Jesus, look at that time. James 1, from verse 2 to 3, says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. Goes on, and the last part it goes, and you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. In Matthew 5 verse 15, it says, let your light shine so others may glorify God. You must be a trailblazer. Whatever infirmity you are in, you must be a trailblazer. It's his birthday, so I'm going to use him as an example again. 100 people have used Uncle Charles as an example. When he lost his dear sister Wally, how quickly he came back to the house of God. She was gone in the middle of the week. By Sunday, it was here. Nobody knew how to react around him. The man made it easy for everybody because of his faith in God. Now, when they go ask Abraham about him, what do you think he's going to say about the faith he showed? Because he persevered in trial. He didn't wallow, he didn't cry. He didn't say, the Lord has betrayed me. He didn't leave the house of God. He stood firmly in God. Like Job, when the devil went, is it not because you've given him all these blessings that he stands with you? Even in the face of hurt, he stood with God. And that is how you build character witnesses. Because your name now becomes an example unto others. How many times have we used this name here on the sermon stand? That is how you get character witnesses to come fight for you. You've become a trailblazer as you overcome the trials that are going on in your life. The expert witnesses, sorry. And finally, the character witness. That one is easy. It's Galatians 5, from verse 22 to 23. We all know the fruits of the Spirit. Love, peace, long-suffering, and book that goes on from there. The whole thing there is, whether you're a stranger or you're a eunuch, it's not too late to turn your life around. We're sitting in the court of our eternal salvation. That's where we all are. I want you to play it in your head. Every time you close your eyes for a minute, just think, the devil is out there right now saying, I am unrighteous. I am unrighteous. How can I prove him wrong? How can I prove him wrong? The devil is saying, I do not have any character. The devil is saying, I have not lived righteously. How can I prove him wrong? Look into your life. Look at all those places where there's darkness, all those places where there's anger, all those places where you have been the one who is tearing people down. No matter how little it is, start to change. And it starts from your home. It starts from your home, with your spouse, with your children. Because if you can't do it with them, you can't do it with anybody else. Be kind, be loving, even when it is to your detriment. Because you heard what it said. It is not about you. It is not about you minding your business or minding your own love, your own joy, your own upliftment. It is about what you're pouring into others. Listen. Listen, truly listen to what people need around you. And be somebody that gives those things, even when it is not to your own benefit. That is what the Lord is demanding from you. Because the ultimate benefit will be yours at the end of time. That is what you need to work on. Close your eyes and imagine. I'm telling you, you sit in this circle with all these gates around you. The devil is on one side, Christ is on the other side, and you're calling witnesses from each gate. You're calling them all. And what are they saying about you when they're cross-examined? And the devil is calling his witnesses too. Oh, this is the person that he fought with. This is the person he hurt. They're being called too. I know, it's time to end the sermon. Okay, I heard you. But let us be diligent. I'm not going to tell you what to do. My own job today was to tell you why you should be doing it. We heard the sermon on Friday. We heard the one last Sunday. And we're about to hear this one. Yes, sir.
1 John 3:18.
Yes.
My little children,
My little children,
let us not love in word,
let us not love in words,
neither in tongue,
neither in tongue,
but in deed and in truth.
but indeed and in truth. Indeed and in truth. That's what you need to do. Like I said, we're all grown-ups here. We've been told 100 times. We've been given thousands of examples here. When they give you a plate of meat, with small meat, don't get mad. Yeah, if they give you this, don't fight. Don't do this. Don't do that. We all know the tactical things we're supposed to do and not do because we're grown folk. I'm telling you why you need to make sure you're doing it and pay attention. There's nothing little. I'm telling you, if the devil is working day and night, there's nothing little that you're doing that you think, the Lord doesn't care about this. The Lord might not care, but the devil cares. Because if all he has is a little threat to hold as accusation, you know how quickly he jumped up when Moses struck the rock? Because he was tired. Follow Moses, follow Moses. Okay, I'll incite the people to come against him. I'll incite them. Moses is going, God, please don't destroy them. The devil is like, oh God, this guy, man. I wanted you to get mad. What's wrong with you? Get mad, get mad, get mad. The next one, his sister, his brother, they came. Are you the only one? Blah, 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 blah. He didn't say a word. God came to defend him. The devil is like, oh, not again. Finally, when he struck the rock, the devil dropped everything and ran. God, see. I'm accusing him now. Look at what he did. And God is like, I need him to get eternal salvation. I will punish him, and then we can wipe it off. And one day he was taken up, and it was time for salvation. Devil tried to come again. He's like, no. He's released based on time served. That is it. And that is the relationship you want to get to with God. The devil is not sleeping. The devil is not resting. As he was saying to my son, I'll say to you all, don't sleep, don't slumber, because the devil is working day and night. And all you want to do is gather all these things so that you too, I started this with Saul to Paul, right? And I'll end it with Paul saying, I have fought the good fight. You want to be able to look at the devil when your case is being judged. I have run the good race. I have kept the faith. And henceforth there is laid for me one crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give to me. Because Satan, you can't handle the truth of Christ in me. And the Lord bless his holy words.